Hello, hello. How is everyone out there today, wherever you are? It could be today, could be tonight. Hey, Heather, how are you?
I'm doing good. I was just rocking out to our tunes. I really like that opening.
I do too. I think it's awesome. I love your background, though. Your background is just awesome. I need to get one like that in mine.
Nah, yours is good. I mean, it's too bad it's a picture, but if it was real, you could maybe reach back
There you
there and
go.
grab your
There you go.
duck.
There you go.
Too
That's
bad you
true.
can't. It's too bad you
Wait a
can't.
minute.
I can't. I can't make him sit down. Anyway,
All right.
yeah,
Anyway,
that's
yes.
a bummer.
As you can see there, there we go. Greetings from Niagara Falls, Ontario, Canada. There you go, Miss Sheila and Jolyn. Everybody, tell us where you're from. Oh, there you go, Miramar, Florida. How nice. Julie M. Debbie Diver. What is that? Agua something. What is that? Aguanga? That's interesting. That's a cool
Aguanda?
word. And I know it's Aguanga. It's
Aguanda.
Spanish, probably. Yeah, Aguanga. So
Near
I should know
Temecula.
that.
Just say near Temecula because I love Temecula.
Temecula. It's Temecula if you're Spanish. So there you go. All right, Kentucky. Nice. Excellent. All kinds of this. Love it. Phil Boyer. Phil Boyer's in the house. He's going to be on next week. We'll talk about that a little bit too.
Hey, Sherry. We're neighbors right now. I'm in Arizona.
Arizona. There you go.
Pronounced
Awanga.
Awanga.
Okay. All right. Nice. I love it. Excellent. Fantastic. Berlin. There you go.
And he's going to turn into a pumpkin at the end of the program.
I noticed.
Video
these
that.
are regulars. Yeah, these are regulars on her show. I guarantee
well,
you.
Well, the reason why. The reason why is our guest is a fan favorite, and fans show up to support her wherever she goes. So,
100%.
Without further ado, let's bring her on.
There she is. There she is.
Hi.
Hey,
Hi.
Chris. How are you?
And Jim is here too. He'll come over and he'll wave.
Yeah, he'll wave.
But I kicked him out for this one. I said I'd do it all myself. So we are both here. We are on the Jersey Shore in Long Beach Island, where Jim grew up.
I never grew up.
Except for he never grew up. Yeah.
He plays like he did, but he doesn't. He never grows up. I get it.
And we are in our little camper van.
How awesome is that, huh?
Very comfy.
Yep. We left home in the middle of June, and it's now almost the end of August. And we still have at least 2 more weeks before we'll be home again.
That is
love
awesome.
it. Just love it.
I know.
All right, have fun. I'll be up here. I'm here if you need me.
All right.
Okay.
All right. We are so glad to have you on the show, though, because this is a subject that is near and dear to me, I think, because I just love, and I've learned so much from you already. That's why I can't wait to see what you bring in to today, because there's a lot of times where you want to you're happy with the photo that you have. But boy, after watching some of the stuff that you've done, you can really embellish them and make them just beautiful. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
It's one of the things I do just for a pastime. I just play with my photos and see if I can make them look better. And
cool.
and I just keep asking, well, what does this button do? I really do. There's more and more buttons all the time.
Well, let's have a look. Let's go check some of that out. I love to see all the people in the audience, and Heather, I think you've been putting them up and everything, all the people that are coming in. I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this and talking and whatever. I'm going to let you do your thing. This is what we're doing today. Make your photos better from good to great is kind of the way I put it. I just love this. So I'm looking forward to it.
Okay. Well, I do have just a couple of introductory slides before I get into it. So let me, I just stopped sharing, didn't I?
That's okay. That's all right. We'll get it on there.
Oh, get it back. Okay. So it's just a couple of slides here. Yeah. Making photos look better.
There we go.
And there's just a couple of, and primarily with Google Photos. I mean, we will touch on Snapseed and maybe a couple of other apps, but I think a lot of people do not realize how much you can do just with Google Photos. So these two examples, that's a Mount Hood, just taking a photo out the windshield, and you know, it's pretty junky. But after a little bit of editing, I think it's beautiful. And the second picture down here is Jim and I in Brisbane, Australia. And, you know, that's a nice picture. But after a little bit of editing, isn't that better? So that's
awesome.
I have pictures of both of the befores. I have the exact same pictures in some other place in the world that look exactly like
Sure. We all do. So you already introduced, we are geeks. 𝐒𝐞𝐽𝐲 is Jim and me. And we do specialize in Google Photos. I am a Google Photos Platinum product expert. And I wrote a book called Learn Google Photos. If you don't have it, it's available on Amazon. Just search for Learn Google Photos.
Awesome.
All right.
That is so
the first thing I want to point out is Google Photos has 3 versions, and they're slightly different. So, whoops, we have the web. So just on any computer, as long as you know your Google account username and password, you can log in and see your pictures, and you can edit them there. But it's slightly different if you're going to edit them on your iPhone or iPad. And it's different yet if you're going to edit them on the Android. And I will tell you, you will see the Android has more features. And well, so we'll show you that.
No, I'm just kidding.
So I'm going to go through, I don't know, 4 or 5 different sample pictures, and I'm going to do the same things to them in all 3 versions just to show the difference. Okay? So I need to share this screen. Okay.
All right, while you're doing that, real quick, I just want to put this up there because you guys, anybody that wants, if you have your cell phone handy and you're on your computer, but you have your cell phone, you can QR code Geeks on Tour up at the top there. Just take your phone and scan that QR code in the top right corner of the video right now, because that'll take them to your website. So that way, if they're like, oh, I can't remember, or I don't have to put a link up on the screen, if you come back and rewatch this, you can bring your phone in and just scan this. That is their website. That's how it takes you there. I just wanted to do that for you guys first before I get started. So here we go.
Love it.
Yeah, right up there, right above Heather's. All right, here we go.
Okay, so here I am with my sample photos on the web version. So it means just open any web browser. Chrome is probably the best since it's by Google, and you go to photos.google.com and make sure you are logged into your account. Then you're seeing your pictures. And I have some sample photos here that I'm going to try editing in the web version. So here's one.
I like how you say you're going to try. I'm just kidding. I love it. I love it. No.
Okay. Now, this photo is dark, right? If you did not know that you could edit photos, you would probably delete this. But watch this. If I click the edit button, and that's this one right here, and just click auto, boom.
Oh, wow.
Not only are you seeing the deer beautifully, but you see there's a second deer back there. And that's all I need to do. I'm done.
Wow.
And now that, instead of being a trash, that is a treasure. It's a keeper. Next one is the same thing with people. So how many times do you take a picture and the people are dark because maybe there's light coming in from a window behind? Edit and auto, and boom, we are brightened up. That's a much better picture. I click done.
Now, does that save that as a new photo, or do you have a choice, or is it just?
Yeah, great question. Yeah.
Okay.
It's well, we will get there. It saves it over the existing photo. So I only have one photo right now, even though I edited and saved.
Okay.
So now here's another one. And this picture is crooked. Is anybody out there one of those that walks into a house and you need to straighten the photos that are on the wall, the picture frames on the wall? Well, I'm like that with photos. People would post this on Facebook and I'd say, oh, come on. Can't you take 2 seconds and straighten it before you post it? So straightening is part of the crop and rotate tool, the third one over here on the right. You just click that. And now I have this slider on the right that if I just grab with my mouse, the 0 point, I can scroll up or down and get it straight. And usually
you're better at that.
Screen.
You're better at that than I am because I can't do a straight line.
Well, usually a grid pops up on the screen so that you can line up the horizon with the grid. I'm not sure why it didn't there. And I'm going to click done.
That was just comment. Oh, I'm sorry. I was just going to say, I love this comment from Debbie Diver. It says, I thought it was funny in Picasso when Otto was, I'm feeling lucky.
Yes. It did used to be, I'm feeling lucky. Okay, so that's that one. Now, here is one that really needs a crop. I so appreciate the person in the RV behind it. That's Jim's in my old RV. And how often do you get a picture of your RV on the road? Not often. So this was great that these friends did that for us, but I don't want their windshield wipers in it. You go to the crop and rotate and you just, drag the edges in until you have the picture that you want. So now this is going to be a much lower resolution, but go ahead.
Debbie made a comment about the grid. The lineup grid is random. Sometimes it shows up and sometimes it doesn't. If I'm feeling lucky, it does.
Feeling lucky. Yeah, she is.
Oh, Jim.
Okay.
Thank you, Jim. Hold on, I got to go to mute.
Oh, that's awesome. Thank you, Jim.
Appreciate it.
All right.
What a
and
great
this next
today.
This one needs several things done to it. So I click the edit button. The first thing I want to do is straighten because everything else kind of follows along with that. Because when you straighten, you're automatically cropping off some edges. So I get it straight. And now I also want to crop it closer to the mountain and to get the mountain in the rule of thirds. Now there, I got the grid when I went to crop it. But and there's the grid.
So you have to crop first, maybe. For some reason, you might have to crop first. That just seems weird, but
I think it's just kind of an internet connection thing, that
I see.
All right, so I am done with the crop and rotate, and then I click on auto, and notice how the blue gets richer rather than that kind of dusty blue. But I still want more. I've used this, so I'll go back to this middle button now. That is called adjustments. And the bottom adjustment is called pop. When I drag that over, do you see what it does?
Oh, all of a sudden you can see foreground under that mountain.
Yeah, I mean, people say, what does pop do? Well, the reason they call it pop is because it just does that. It makes it pop. It gives it more definition and a little bit of 3 dimension. So isn't that a better picture? And you can see where it says click and hold to compare. If I click and hold anywhere on the picture, I'm seeing the original. Yeah. If I let go, I'm now seeing the cleaned up one.
That's so cool. Nice. It actually makes me want to take more pictures as I'm going instead of waiting for the perfect photo opportunity, because obviously I can make it a better photo later.
Absolutely. Perfect comment. All right. And now this one, needs to be brightened, but only on our faces. The sky is already almost washed out. So here's a kind of a more special that a lot of people don't realize Google Photos can do. I'm not going to use one of the automatic things. I'm going to go into the adjustments. But if I just put more light, see how it washes out the sky? There's a drop down here. If you click on the drop down, there's all sorts of fine tuning elements for light. And one of them is shadows. If you just drag over on that, it's brightening the shadows without brightening the sky in the background.
I did not know that.
So, yeah, so that's a really good one. But notice where it is on the computer version. On the computer version, that was number 1 under the adjustments button, and number 2 under the light. You know, adjustments just has light, color, and pop. Just kind of remember that when we get to the phone versions. Okay. I think that's all of my standard ones that I want to do. Yeah, except for this. This is just an extreme example. This is me with 2 of my best friends forever, and you can't even see their faces at all.
Mm-hmm.
I can
I have
go
some
in
friends
here.
like that. Oh wait, no, never mind.
I want to see their faces.
Oh, I see.
All right. So there. Now I can see them, but it's a little mushy. So I will go to that pop.
Oh, wow.
And there.
Oh my gosh.
Now, is that a better picture or what?
Wow, that's amazing.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, and I'm done with that.
Take a look at that. Thank you, Ron.
Thank you, Ron.
All right. Now I'm going to undo these edits. So you asked me.
40.
What?
40 says this is going to save so many photos. I totally agree with that.
Yeah, it does. You don't have to delete the garbage. You can make it better. But if you have a good picture, you can really make it better. So this edited version did get saved, but I can always go back to the original by clicking on the edit button and then undo edits. And then done.
I got you.
To save that. So it's kind of, your edits are saved kind of like a layer, and you can undo the layer. And I'm going to undo all of these because I now want to work with these same photos using the iPhone. And so I want them to be their original unedited selves.
Okay, Chris.
Yeah.
If you wanted to, like you did this, you made these edits, and then you went back and you looked at them again, you thought, nah, I don't think I like the edits that I did or whatever, and it's a couple months later. Can you still undo those edits, or is it because you're doing them today that you can undo them?
You can undo them forever.
That's awesome.
And does Control-Z work to undo edits?
I don't think so, because look, it's a 2-step process. I first have to click on edit to get into the edit mode, and then undo edits appears. If I do a Control-Z just undoes your last thing, right? So no, you need to click on undo edits.
That makes sense.
And then done.
I love this. You have a fan. I think he's sitting near you, but Chris really knows her stuff, he says.
So I'm undoing all these edits so that I can go to the iPhone and show you how the exact same thing is done on the iPhone. I do most all of my editing on my phone because I do it as soon as I take the picture. I take the picture, I look at it. If it's at all a keeper, I'll go into the edits and I'll make it better.
Julie has a great question. Do all these changes stay with the photo if I download it?
Yeah, good question. When you okay, well here, before I undo the edits on this one, if I go to download it, I'll have the choice of downloading the original or the edited version. See? If I click download, what you see is what you get. You'll be downloading the edited one. But if I download original, I'll be getting the one without the edits.
Very cool.
That is cool.
So your choice. Okay. And now let me go over to iPhone. And I can, as long as, let me get this. There we
Can
go.
I maybe put some hair on my head because I'm having trouble with that? Is there nothing? There's no magic like that, right?
Well, actually, well, yeah, you can put some you can draw some hair, but no.
Okay.
I will show you how I will show you how I smooth some wrinkles, though.
Oh yeah, I've seen that.
I do that.
I've seen that.
I do that all the time. Yeah. So I can look at those editing examples are an album. I am looking at my same library of photos. Oh, I have backup and sync turned off for something else I was playing with earlier. So I need to get that back on. Settings, backup, turn it on. And I go to my library. Oh, sorry, my search. And I search for edit. So here are those same photos. Yeah, notice how dark that. I tap on the photo. The edit button is still the same. It's this middle button down here, and it looks like sliders and adjustments. But now everything is different. Instead of having a side panel of editing tools, they are horizontal. So you have to learn the first selection is at the bottom. And for each thing that you select at the bottom, you get a different choice on the next row up. So it's just very different orientation to the way the tools work, but pretty much all the same tools are there. Instead of auto, it's called suggestions and enhance.
Oh, look at that.
Does the same thing. And I can save. But just to save us time, because I'm also going to do these same in an Android, I'm not going to save, so I don't have to go back and undo them. Okay? So
Okay,
I'm just going to discard those.
There's a question. Well, it's not a question, it's a statement. On the computer, you can also save a copy of the original by clicking on that choice in the 3 vertical dots when you're in edit.
Yes,
and
exactly.
Two copies, the original and the edited version.
Correct. You can if you want to.
There's
if
a
you
question.
Just click save. Yeah.
Would laying the phone in landscape expand the editing tools?
Well, let's see. No. Yeah, I thought there was a no. It forces you to go portrait, to go vertical because of how these are laid out. I don't know. So crop. And here, it's the same thing to straighten. It's just that you just use your finger. I'm putting my finger on the 0 point. And notice that the grid lines came up right away. That's straight. And I could save, but I'm going to cancel. All right. And here's this one that needs a severe cropping. I choose crop and drag the corners.
Well, you're really fast with your finger.
I know.
Yeah.
You've gotten pretty good at that.
Yeah. It might take a little bit of practice, but I sure think it's easy and fast. I'm going to cancel. Here is the crooked mountain. And first I need to straighten it. That's under the crop tool. And drag to straighten it. Then I do want to crop to get closer to the mountain, not so much road. And I then want to go back and do the enhance. What was auto on the computer is enhance on this. It's a little bit bluer. Now, where is the pop command? It's under adjust. The adjust button on the bottom row has the most options. Look at them all. They just keep on going. And there's pop all the way over at the end. Now I have a slider, and you have to, just kind of play with it to understand which way to rub. But you see how it sharpens and gives me more detail in the mountain. And I'm going to cancel.
It's just
and
amazing.
Here's the one where I want light only in the shadows. Only in the shadows. I go into edit. And now where do you think that is? It's not under just suggestions. It's not under crop. I rarely use the filters, although once in a while the filters, I find a good filter, but no, I don't want a filter. I want the adjustment, and then you find shadows. And then you slide your finger one way or the other to see which one gets you light in the shadows.
So it was a little bit different to get to that, but it's still the same functionality. Still says the same words.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. It is the same functionality. It just, the tools are different in different places in the computer version. And cancel, and just this one more, and that's under adjustments and shadows and there. And now I also want the pop on this one. So pop. And you also can still look at your original by touch and hold. Let go, you see the edits.
Yeah.
Touch and hold, you see the original.
Wow.
That's great. So it still works on phone the same way. That's excellent.
Yep. Same way.
Did it do that on the iPhone as well?
Well, this is the iPhone, right?
This is the iPhone.
I beg your pardon. I'm sorry. The Android then, does it do the same? Okay.
It does. It does.
Okay.
And shall I go straight to the Android, or do we want to take a little break? Have any more questions or discussions?
I think you're answering the questions as we go. You can keep going. I mean, we don't.
Okay.
Yeah, no, rock and roll.
Okay, so here's my Android. It happens to be a Samsung Note 9, and there's my Google Photos. And oh yeah, because I was experimenting this morning, my backup is off on this too, and I need for that to be on.
I love how simple it is to turn that back on.
Yes.
For showing us that.
Okay, yeah. Now I want those same pictures, and they are in a album called Class Edit Examples. And because I did not save the edits as I made them on the iPhone, I am still looking at my originals. I opened the one with the deer. I tap the edit button, and as soon as it comes up, you're going to see some buttons that we haven't seen before. Unable to edit. Check your connection. Oh, come on.
Right, because we're doing a live demo.
That's going to happen with, of course. So that's a problem, right? I don't know what's wrong. Something is wrong. Whenever something is wrong, I force quit the app and start over. So the way I do that is going into the multitasking, swiping it off, and then opening it back up again. And let's hope that fixed the problem.
All right, so Diane Bush joined us and said she's coming in late. What app is this? And Jolyn was nice enough to answer and said Google Photos, and you're showing us how to edit our photos to make them even better. I love this because you're not going to throw away those what I thought was, terrible pictures, you're turning into good pictures. So this is great.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, it also said it didn't like my connection. So let me turn off my Wi-Fi and see if Verizon gives me any better.
So just wait till you're done with the beach, everyone, before you go editing your videos. That's what we're learning.
Well, all right, let me just try a current picture. So, and besides, you have to see where we are.
I love that sky
This
one.
was
So
taken.
neat.
This was taken, yeah, from outside our RV last night, and this one
Wow.
has not been edited. Believe it
What?
or not, this has not been edited. No, that is not. And it's a little bit.
That is awesome.
All right. Now
Yeah,
here I'm
darling,
just changing the
that
camera.
that is
Yeah.
beautiful, Chris. Ooh.
All right, but now let's see if I can edit it. Okay, so this one is working. One of the old photo in an album is being a problem, but a recent photo is being okay. Notice these, but these are extras, right? All luminous, radiant, ambient, afterglow, stormy. Anybody know
You
what
didn't have
the
those
multicolored one means?
before. Yeah, you didn't have that before on the phone.
Exactly. These are only on the Android, and they only work if you are a Google One subscriber. That's what the multicolored one means.
Oh.
Being a Google One subscriber means that you are paying something for storage.
You set everybody's device off.
Yeah, I did. I did. Sorry about that. A G1. Now, or if you have a Pixel phone.
New? Is this brand new? I've never seen this before.
It's not brand new. No, I think I wrote an article about 4 or 5 months ago on it, but it's relatively new. Yes, absolutely. So if I tap enhance does what it's always done, which you're not seeing very well. Huh. There. And also the way it works, if I touch enhance, it has done an enhance. And notice how it's blue. If I touch it again, it unenhances it. It takes that feature off. That's how it works. Dynamic is like an auto on steroids. So, however, I think that brightened the sky a little bit too much. Notice that it gave me some detail in the shadow in the grass here, but I don't think I like what it did to the sky, so I'm going to keep that off. And I still have the crop, the adjust, the filters, and then Android has 2 more menus. Markup. Motion, I don't know that we can talk about that, but and more. So lots more. All right. Let me just show you what putting light in the shadows on this picture would do. So I go into adjust, and now I have all these adjustments up here, and I still have the same ones that I had on the other 2 devices. There's shadows. And I rub my finger and see how I'm getting light in the it's just totally black in the foreground here. But if I put light in the shadow, I'm now seeing the detail in the shadow.
Wow.
That is so awesome.
And I can tap done.
It's like you're adding lights or something to the stage. It's so crazy.
Oh, and it's even, yeah, there's even more. And I can still crop, I can crop out that house so it looks like we're just in our own wilderness, and there's nobody else around.
Can I ask you a
And
question?
I can save. Yeah.
What about a really bright photo? Can you do kind of the same thing, like darken it up a little bit? Because a lot of times I'm out in the sun or whatever, and everybody's just got almost has sun in their face kind of thing, and that's pretty bright. Yeah.
Right. Well, if going back to photography principles, if you know, a dark photo still has lots of pixels on it that can be brightened up. If you
Gotcha.
have something that is just absolutely white, there's nothing to work with. That
Gotcha.
said, though, so let's play with this one.
Our sound went off.
Oh, Chris.
Your sound is off.
That's how about
There
now?
you go. Yep.
No?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
I
Yes.
accidentally pushed a button on the headset. All right. So if I go into edit and dynamic, I don't know, it didn't do much. So let's use this picture to go to Snapseed. So I'm saying that Google Photos can't seem to improve on this photo too much. Let's see what Snapseed can do. Snapseed is a separate app. It's free. It's by Google. You do have to have it installed on your phone. If it's installed on your phone, you can get to it from Google Photos. So I'm in Google Photos. I go all the way over to More, and other apps that are installed on this phone are available. Notice PixArt there, Michael? You're going to have to teach me how to use that. I have it, but I haven't played with it much.
Actually, mine is
Snaps
Pixlr. Pixlr is the one that I use all the time, not PixArt.
Oh, I'm
Yeah.
confused. Okay,
That's all right.
Pixlr.
That's all right.
I'll have to see if it has does it have an Android app?
I don't know. I never use it on Android, so I'm not sure. But anyway, this is awesome though.
All right, when you first go into Snapseed, so you can see my screen looks completely different now than it did with Google Photos. This is Snapseed. And just a second, the AC turned off? Do you know why? No, you can't hear me. Okay. It first has these that are like filters, and I love this one called Morning. It totally changes.
Wow.
Oh, and
It
now
adds a lot of warmth, doesn't it?
my camera's overexposed here. What? Yeah. Well, yeah. The AC controls are hard to reach in here. But I'm not going to do that. My favorite tool. So in Snapseed, if you go to tools, look at all those tools.
Yeah, it's awesome. I love these.
There is just I haven't played with all of them. The first two, I think, are in the first two positions because they are the most important. Tune image. Tune image, and you have lots of choices. Here's all your choices. And you can just rub your finger up and down to make a choice. This ambiance is my favorite. When
really cool.
Now I can increase, it says ambiance 0. If I rub my finger left and right, I will increase and decrease the amount. And notice how this not only watch the picnic tables. They get brighter.
Yeah.
Watch the blue sky. Oops, I got out of it. It gets darker. So that's kind of what you were talking about.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what I was talking about.
So this both brightens the dark and enhances and darkens the light.
That's awesome.
And is that nice or what? I love that.
Yes.
And I check mark.
A different mood for that image. It's so cool.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. And now if I go into tools and choose that second one, details, there's two choices here, structure and sharpening. And structure gives it a little bit of three-dimensional.
Oh my gosh. Look at those clouds, what that did.
So that's looking like a painting now.
It does.
And some people may say that I've overdone it with this picture, and they may be right, but if I like it, I don't care, right? So this is all the way over to the left, and there's no structure at all. In fact, it's slightly blurry all the way over to the right, and it's, yeah, I like that. I'm going to keep it. That's what the check mark is for. And then I tap done. And now I am back to Google Photos, and Snapseed has created a second picture. So it does not overwrite or add layers to your existing. It makes a second picture. But I see it right here, there. So there's the one that Snapseed did. There was my original.
That is amazing.
All right. Now I just want to show you one extra fancy thing that is only available on the Android version. So I'm going to pick this one of Jim. There's old Barney in the background. Edit. I'm just in Google Photos here. Nothing special. Just Google Photos. And because there are faces, I get this extra option called Portrait. So it's artificial intelligence. It is looking at the picture and giving you options based on the content of the picture. Portrait. And what you should see is the background has gotten slightly blurry. If I undo portrait, it's gotten slightly blurry.
See, I think, but I know it's there. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'll try another. Under adjustment, if there are faces in the picture, you get this portrait light, color focus, and blur. Watch color focus. I have to turn it on. Okay.
Oh my goodness. That's how you do
see what
that.
it did? Yep. It makes the background black and white. Or you can put it anywhere in the middle. You know, you can just kind of dim the color, or you can put it all the way back in white, or you can not have the color focus at all.
That's wonderful.
Same thing with the blur.
That's awesome.
The blur gives you control over how much to blur the background.
Oh, wow. Look at that. You both just popped right off the page there. That's so cool.
Right. Okay. So just to review here, the fancy things I just showed you are in Google Photos, only on the Android, and only if you have a Google One account. Oops.
Oh, nice.
A G1.
Oh,
G1 account. Go away.
Debbie says the best. No matter how many of your sessions I watch in person or online, I always learn a lot. Exactly.
Yay. So do I. That's okay.
Great.
Let's
great.
Let me take a break from screen share there for a minute and see what other yeah, Debbie Diver, and she's been to a lot of them too.
That's awesome. That's some great stuff. That is fantastic. I love that.
Really cool. My favorite part is that you have opened my mind up to, I mean, even when we're traveling, there's a lot of pictures that I take that I think that one's not going to turn out, but I really didn't want to miss this opportunity. But I never think about being able to turn them into something special until I just watched you do that. So that was great. That was great.
Yeah, I love the idea too. I kind of like your idea too of doing it the day of that you take the picture, because sometimes you forget to go back or whatever, but you want to make sure that, because sometimes you're in bright light, whatever, you're at the beach or whatever, and you can't really see or whatever, but that evening come in, just go over the photos that day, that same day. I like that idea. I really like that idea.
Yeah, totally. Well, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say,
I mean, I have more, but
yeah,
I'm sure there's more you want to share. And we have a backstage pass where we invite our community members. You are one of those community members, and we're just grateful that you're a part of today's show and a part of our community. So we'd love it if anyone wanted to join the community. They could actually come backstage and see what else Chris has up her sleeves after she gets the air conditioning turned back on. Right?
Yeah.
It's back. Yes.
Sherry says this has been an amazing presentation. So thank you so much for being here. You were truly a fan favorite. And I wanted to say real quick to everybody watching, do you guys mind if we do like a little 40-second commercial for something fun we're doing? No, they don't mind. They don't mind, Michael. They don't mind. I'm going to go ahead and play that commercial real quick. Are you okay with it?
Let's do it.
All right.
Yes.
Have you ever wanted to add some zing to your live streams or videos? Have you seen words slide in, buttons get clicked, and other fancy things happen in videos and wondered, how can I do that myself? Have you ever heard OBS and wondered what in the world it even is? Well, if you answered yes to any or all of these, Tinkering with Tech has something planned just for you. A 2-day live webinar where you will learn how to navigate and create professional-looking videos in OBS. For one low price, you gain access to the 2-day event as well as the recordings to review at your leisure. For details and registration, visit webinar.tinkeringwithtech.net. P.S. The community members get in free.
There you go. Community members get in free. That's what she said. I heard her say it. Yes, we are doing our first ever.
I'm sorry, I'm interrupting you, Michael. Go ahead.
Oh, that's okay. Go ahead. No, I want you to.
Well, it just really cool comments coming up here. It's like Jolyn says, love seeing all the new features in G Photos. That was great. Great presentation by that super fan you got sitting over there. Roy says, going to have to rewatch this several times. I agree. I use it, but I don't do a whole lot of editing. We'll be doing more and more. I love it. Very, very cool.
Just whenever you're sitting in the waiting room at the doctor's office, get out your phone and play with editing your photos. It's 100%. What I do to pass the time.
Yep. Thank you, Dave. Thank you. Yes, Chris does a great job. You guys are wonderful. I really appreciate you being here, Chris, always.
So in the backstage, you got to show us a couple more, just a few more tricks in the backstage.
Sure. Sure. Well, I got a few more.
All right. Well.
All right. And can I show just a few seconds of Jim's drone video around here?
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. That's fine.
Okay. Let me. Oh, I guess I should have queued it up, huh? Sorry. It's not very far, but it just shows you where we are at here, and it's awesome. No, there we go.
Yeah, I'd love to see that. That'd be great. There we go.
Oh, I didn't say share sound though, so you won't be getting the music, but that's okay.
That's all right. Yeah. So this is where you are right now.
Can you see? Yeah, there's our van right there. We're inside that right now.
Wow. Look at that. Awesome.
That's so cool.
They had dueling drones going on yesterday.
That's awesome.
That is really cool. Debbie says that's some awesome real estate. I agree.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool. It's better than dueling banjos.
Yeah, for sure.
Phil's been wanting a drone for a while now.
So that's where we are.
That's awesome. Wow, look at that. I've never
Long
been
Beach Island, New Jersey.
That is so cool.
All right.
Thank you for sharing that.
Yep. When we, well, just there's nothing like aerial photography and especially video to show a location, you know. So, yeah, I think it's just really cool.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much for being a guest. We appreciate it. Next week, we got on Mr. Boyer out there is actually going to come on and talk to us about podcasts. So be sure to join next week. I'll get look for the link in my YouTube channel. Also, don't forget about webinar.tinkeringwithtech.net. Let's go check that out so you can learn a little bit about OBS and how to use OBS. That's what the whole purpose of the webinar is. For community members. It's just like a workshop. So thank you, Chris. Again, we really do appreciate you coming on. I'm going to play the outro. We'll see you in the backstage pass, but stick around here and then we'll get over to the backstage pass in just a little bit. Bye, everybody.